Hello, hello. We are here with Terra Invicta side stories, doing the first side story with you guys. We've done 2 side stories with other people, which is fun. But that was kind of an intentional thing on my part. I want to kind of broaden out the world a little bit and have some fun things going on in the background. It's been fun to do those with other people. And next week when we will not have Seth, I'll probably invite another person to come on and do whatever that one shot will look like with us as well. So we'll see what that looks like. But for now, we are going to continue our adventures in Calabar with a different group of people. And I think let's just jump right into it, shall we? Let's just go right into it. So we get a shot on a manor, noble manor in the Sunrise district, which is like, I believe, southeast part of town. And there is a manor, noble manor. I believe it's this one over here, 25 on the map.
I can't see anything. It's all black.
It's all black. I can't see anything either.
Yeah. I'm blind. I have dark vision, but I can't see through the darkness of blindness.
That literally doesn't make any sense because the dynamic lighting is off on this. Here. What about now?
There we go.
That's weird. It was just being glitchy. So 25 probably here is where you are, this manor house. I don't really see another one in the district.
Which district are we in?
Sunrise. So, yep, Sunrise district. Let me.
So we're really close to the monastery.
So
I thought that was
the monastery. No, is in Cudgel district, which is over here. So that's the monastery right there.
Oh.
So it is close.
I
It's
think
next.
that was the monastery.
It's next door to Sunrise. But yeah, Sunset is. I'm gonna just pull this up real quick so we can familiarize ourselves with it a little bit more. But we get this aerial shot on the noble manor and start to do the classic thing we do in this sort of show format and start to zoom in on it as we maybe probably hear a human male talking to some people. We don't really we don't see anything yet. We just start to get the zoom in the window. But I guess I'll just read the description for Sunrise District real quick to familiarize ourselves once more. Like Cudgel District, Sunrise is primarily residential, yet the citizens of Sunrise are generally a bit better off than their neighbors, in no small part due to the fact that many of them have stakes in the numerous plantations that dot the regions surrounding Calabar. Sunrise's representative noble family is the Escalante family. Unlike the nobles of the other districts, the Escalantes are Spanish. Lord Ladrin and his family are rumored to have Genasi heritage, having recently moved from Brazil, and have taken the preservation of the region's wildlands to heart. The foundation of Sunrise's Temple Park is one of their proudest achievements. So
I got a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Are these like, chuck steaks? We talking ribeye? You know what?
No. Gethris dies. There you go. I beat the achievement. So yeah, we get to zoom in on this manor window probably, and we kind of go in and then see I think I have a picture of this dude in here. I have so many folders in this Roll20.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, here we go. Ladrin Escalante. Let me share this photo with you guys. So he is handsome, older, short cropped gray-white beard and hair, kind of shoulder, not quite shoulder-length hair, down to his chin.
Am I the only one that's not seeing a photo? Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, he looks.
Ooh, it's a silver fox.
Yeah, silver fox is a good descriptor of him. He is very distinguished, but quite handsome. And a
reminder that everybody in Calabar is beautiful.
Yes, again, lots of attractive people in Calabar. That's just the thing. But well, I mean, let's be real, guys. Like, when a movie is casting people for something like this, like they don't like actors are attractive. Like that's just kind of the thing. None of these people would be this attractive if it was real life. But this is showbiz, right? They're all more
it really
attractive
cracks me up
when
they cast the main character and they're like, I'm so ugly, and they're like
and the only reason they say that is because they have glasses
and you're just
on
like,
them. Because of,
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They're Anne Hathaway, and you're just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But so we see this guy, and he is explaining to the three of you a job he has for you. And I
just want to point out, most beautiful actor of all time, Chris Farley. May he rest in peace.
Chris Farley. I don't think I know who that is, actually. Chris Farley.
I'm trying to figure out if you're just joking.
Nice. Okay. All right. So, Ladrin is Lord Escalante. He's wearing a blue doublet. And he is explaining to the three of you a job he has for you. I think, as I've described before about Calabar, it's definitely like an exotic port city with a lot going on. So like the fact that there are multiple adventuring parties in the city isn't abnormal, right? Like this is the sort of city that would have multiple adventuring parties. We may eventually strain the limits of plausibility if we keep doing enough of these one shots. Because we may keep making characters and they're all adventurers, but for now it's fine. So we see this adventuring party doing a job for this lord, and he's explaining to you that there's been some troubles at Temple Park recently. So Temple Park is here on the map. It's number 26. It's a man-made park made to kind of capture the region's wild beauty in a safe environment so the nobles of the city can enjoy it, and anyone of Sunrise District, because it's around where they live. He basically has been explaining a big tree recently died. This big tree that had healthy roots, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to him. And he would check into it himself, but he's a little bit short. He has something else to take care of right now. He's short on manpower, and so he decided to call in contractors.
I thought you were saying he was just short. It's like, I'd go check in on it, but I'm not.
I can't even see. Yeah. No. So yeah, he decided to hire some contractors to go check it out.
It's like, I'm short. I should hire a tiny creature to do this.
Exactly.
The short session was the last one shot.
Yes. Yeah. That was the Honey I Shrunk Your Siblings episode. Yeah.
Yes, of course. No.
But so he's explaining this to you, and not a whole lot more than that, but just like there's weird things happening, like trees are dying. I need you to go check it out. Just, scope the place out, see what might be going wrong. And I'll pay you when you get back, and if you solve the problem for us. And he's probably negotiating the price with you guys right now. Who has the highest persuasion check? Let's just quick make a roll to see how much he's gonna pay you for this.
I have a -1.
Nice.
I have a +2.
I've got a +1.
Oh right. No! Why would it be me?
All right, Alyssa.
That makes no sense.
Wow us with your persuasion skills. We all know how great you are at persuasion.
Do I have to say anything, or am I just
make the roll? Yeah, I just curious. Good old 11.
All right.
Yeah, so he's like,
terrible.
I'll pay each of you 100 gold to deal with this. So he continues that explanation, and we would probably get whatever questions or whatever you have. But I think as this scene was going, we were getting shots on the three of you. So let's start with Marvin. As he's listening to the explanation of the job. What do we see from Marvin? What does he look like? So on and so forth. Also, I just realized right now that I need tokens for you guys. So I'm going to do that while you describe your characters.
I'm going to look for one for me.
Marvin is a
also, you're welcome, Caleb. I gave you some.
I know you did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Okay. Alyssa sent me.
I sent him a photo already.
Oh yeah. Marvin is a man of short stature.
He is a human, though?
No, he's a gnome.
Oh, really? He's a gnome?
He's a gnome.
Oh, okay, cool.
Marvin is an old man gnome who...
So where did Marvin grow up? Because gnomes in this setting are typically like Polynesian or Aboriginal.
You know, it's funny you say that. Marvin don't know where he grew up.
Okay, sounds good.
So short, old gnome. I mean, standard height, old gnome. Gray hair or white hair, actually. White hair and very, very balding. It's really just like the outer rim. That's all he's got, but it's like also like the rim is very like poofed up.
So there's a whole section of the galaxy that your hair is?
Yes.
The outer rim? Wow.
Yeah. My mind is always in space. So Marvin is basically just standing completely still and listening intently, and he looks like he's kind of staring off into space. And then you might see like a fly or something land on him, and it gets closer and closer to his eye. And like right before the fly goes in, like legit touches his eye, he just like, that's when he says something or he sneezes or something.
Right. Cool. Poppy. Actually, we'll probably go to Gethris first. We're going from least weird to most weird to be in this adventuring party, probably. What does Gethris look like?
Wait, Jordan's character is the least weird? I thought I was the least weird.
You probably were, but we did it the wrong way around. Okay. It just makes sense that we would show Poppy last in this seat.
So Gethris is he's your typical what's his word? Trust fund baby. He thinks he's really give me a second. He thinks he's all that really cool, and he's probably sitting there like not quite, kind of like just admiring his sword, looking at it. He's got a rapier in hand. He's probably what he's actually doing. He's not even paying attention. He's just like practicing his swings or something like that. He's a blue feral tiefling. He's probably got that green sort of robe on him a little bit. It's probably leather armor. And so he looks like his token. I can't think of a way to describe him because I hadn't thought about what he looked like till literally you're like, I need tokens. I'm like, oh yeah. So he's a blue feral tiefling who is a fencer. I'll just say that much.
Very nice.
So he's practicing his fencing skills, not paying attention at all.
Really? Okay. He's literally just like there, just swinging away at things. Okay. Sounds good.
Have time for such things.
Okay. All right. And then we get a shot of Poppy. Well, what's Poppy doing / looks like?
Well, I guess she's the one who's talking to him. So so you see Lord, what's his face?
Escalante.
Silverfox. Lord Silverfox. Kind of, like waving his hands at what looks like nothing as these two guys are, doing their own thing, staring off into space and doing their thing. And then you zoom in a little closer and you suddenly see what looks like a fly on the wall or a big bug is Poppy, a pixie, who is in this high-pitched voice saying something like, now I know I'm small, but I am very capable, okay? I am very stealthy, and trust me, I would shoot somebody's eye out right through their brain. I can do it, okay?
Yeah, he probably holds my hand and is like, well, I believe you. I'm not judging your competence. I merely need someone to check into a natural problem, and I figured that the only Fae in town I know of that is an adventurer would be the person to ask.
You're certainly right about that.
From an eye?
So what you're saying, Alyssa, is she probably sounds a little bit like... Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Oh no, I messed it up. Never mind.
She sounds a little like Deli, yes. But I don't have a voice changer.
Cool stuff.
And so...
Oh my.
Oh my, that might be a little too high. But Poppy,
Sorry.
also she, so she's a pixie, and so her hair color is like right now. I'm just going to assume it's fall right now. I don't. Well, no, it's November.
It's near the equator, so those don't have any meaning.
Don't
at
have
least in
things.
this. Yeah.
So
It's the dry
her well, because she's from the Fey Wild, and I don't know what court she's
good question.
from.
Yeah, that's a question. What court are you from?
The Fall Court.
Fall court makes sense. Yeah, so you'd be like Eastern European then.
Yeah.
So you're not.
And so because she's from the Fall Court, she has like the orangish kind of reddish hair. Yeah. But if she were to ever because I think that pixies from other courts have like different.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Like their colors change based on what court they're from.
Yep.
So she's got kind of like an orangey, folly kind of,
vibe about her.
Vibe.
Cool. Sweet.
I think when she mentions about shooting the eyeball out, Marvin goes, "Now remember, an eye for an eye. So if you shoot one eye out, you got to shoot the other one out too."
Yep.
Gathers just looks over, goes back to his fencing practice.
Now, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but it's entirely possible no violence at all will be necessary.
Well, that's disappointing.
But I am hiring adventurers for this job, so who knows? I want you to be prepared for anything.
Well, we're on the job, sir.
Well, I appreciate it. Do you have a name for yourself? What do you call yourselves?
Does it matter?
I'm Marvin.
Yeah, he just shakes his head. Never mind.
You see, Marvin keeps coming up with new names, but then he forgets them every time. So we just don't really have one.
It gets quite annoying. Every 5 minutes, we have a new name, a new slogan, a new banner. I'm guessing you have prestidigitation, Jordan. Am I wrong?
Huh?
Do you have prestidigitation?
I don't.
Oh, never mind then. I was good because that's where my excuse for a banner was. Like, you have a new logo for us.
I mean, you could even just say it symbolically; it still works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he says, "Well, I'll leave you to do what you need to do at your leisure."
Now, when are most of these things happening? They're happening at night.
So it's not even like that anything particular is happening. It's just that like the groundskeepers keep noticing when they go to check on stuff that like a tree is died, and like something weird is going on. Like, yeah.
Okay.
It seems like maybe something magical is happening. They're not sure.
Got it. Now, as a pixie, I am in tune with the natural world.
Yes. Though this natural world is a little bit alien to you, so.
Yes, but it's a same concept.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah.
We'll get the job done.
All right. So we're out. Are we by this tree that's died?
Yeah. I mean, if we want to skip right to it, we can.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's say you're in front of a big ol', I don't know what kind of tree it would be, but big old jungle tree, right? That is I mean, obviously dead and dead in a way where like it's not even that it died over time. That's the weird part about this. It's like it suddenly overnight like just was dead. And it's not like 100% like it just suddenly has no leaves. Like, but it's obvious that it's dead, right? Like there's a little bit of rot on it. Mushrooms kind of starting to grow on it. It's obviously not producing any new leaves. There's leaves starting to fall off. Yeah.
Can I look to see if there's any like bird's nest in it or anything like squirrels maybe living in it?
Yeah, look for animals. Yeah. Do a nature check. Well, too bad you didn't have advantage. But but a 15 is good enough to at least get a passing investigation of this thing. So no animals. It does seem like there are one or two abandoned nests in this thing. But yeah, no animals on it currently.
Are there any nearby?
Yeah, it's not that the park has like suddenly become entirely devoid of animals, but it does seem quieter than it should be. And the
Okay,
animals that you are seeing are sort of scrawny looking.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I go to whatever kind of scrawny looking um creature I can find, and I start like trying to ask it if it knows what happened.
Okay, let me look real quick what
Do you know this? I will say this, Jordan. This will be even better if you don't have speak with animals.
I'm kind of assuming that
I was supposed to
that's
say,
what's
are
happening here.
I'm not casting speak with
I was
animals.
gonna say,
Yeah.
I don't think wizards have that spell.
No, yeah.
I have something
This is
else.
fabulous.
I have speak with small beasts. Through
Okay.
sounds and gestures, you can communicate simple ideas
Oh, right,
with
'cause you're a
small
gnome.
or
Yeah.
smaller beasts because I'm a forest gnome.
Yep. Yeah,
So
let's...
I think that I'm trying to communicate simple ideas, but I don't understand that they're not simple. So I'm trying to like actually question these critters
Yeah.
if they know.
Yeah, so I think you find a shrew. Right, this little rodent. He
Jordan
just-
got shrewd.
Yeah, he looks up at you and what do you actually say to it?
All right, little fella. Now, can you tell me who sucked the go-go juice out of that there tree?
Yeah, it looks up at you and it says, I don't believe I understand your terms. What is go-go juice?
It's that fluid inside of all of us that makes us go and keep going.
Blood?
Yeah.
I don't think trees have blood. Are you stupid?
Sometimes. I prefer enamored.
I prefer curious about the world. Yeah.
Jordan, I love your character. I love Marvin.
Caleb, do you remember why my character's like this?
I don't know if you... Oh, yeah. No, I know why. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also don't know why. The deeper reason why. I
don't
figured
know
out the deeper reason. Yeah.
Yeah, but like yeah.
Yes, yeah. I remember. I couldn't remember if it had been said out loud yet, so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so if you want to, you can make a persuasion or an animal handling check, depending on how you're doing this, to attempt to, convince this shrew that you're not stupid and that you really do want to know some things that are important.
This is stupid and it makes no sense, but okay. Technically, so I'm communicating. I don't think I can actually talk with it. It says through sounds and gestures.
Yeah, I imagine it's not quite speak with animals, but it's certainly you can communicate with them. So
okay, so can I argue for a sleight of hand, even though it's the exact same as animal handling for me?
No, sleight of hand doesn't make sense in this instance.
I just imagine like
because even if you're good with your hands, that's not the actual intent of the roll right now. It's not.
Well, I was gonna say like I'm only saying that because it's literally the same thing.
Yeah, I think animal handling makes more sense. But yeah, 10. So I think the conversation pretty much proceeds like that, where the shrew just continues to just be like, "Why are you? None of these questions make any sense." And then eventually just says like, "Listen, dude, I think he says listen, I have to get back to the tunnels. They're bigger than they used to be, so someone's got to watch out for dangerous creatures and whatnot. So I'll leave you to do whatever you're gonna do here, and bye." And he just disappears.
He's just like so Marvin's like slightly crouching when he does that, and so he like uncrouches he's just like
you press C.
Yeah. And he goes and he says in like common. Godspeed, you glorious little beast.
Nice. Yeah, so what are the rest of you doing while Marvin's talking to a shrew?
Gethris had probably walked up to the tree, pokes it with his rapier, and goes, "Fabulous. It's a dead tree." Can I roll perception?
And I think Poppy's like sitting on his shoulder, just like, yeah, no kidding.
Can I roll perception just to see if I notice anything strange? Just because
I think it'd be investigation at this point because you're like you'd be taking a little bit more time. But yeah,
I guess they're kind of similar. No,
good old 7. These rolls are not inspiring today, guys.
I think that's probably it. Is like he notices nothing. Goes, "Fabulous. It's a dead tree."
Yep.
I like to go up. Oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say, I think Poppy would want to I want to try to maybe roll like a survival or nature check to see if like what could have caused this tree to die, like what anything around it, like if it's like soil or
let's do nature check,
something like that. Okay, nature check. Surprisingly, I only have a +1 to that because I have a -1 intelligence.
Fun.
I'm trained in it. 13.
Yeah, so 13 is gonna. I think you do notice something, and it does actually seem like. So I think we get a juxtaposition of, you finding this with Marvin and the shrew like parting ways. So we hear what the shrew just said, and then Poppy, you notice like. It looks like the earth, not necessarily right below it, or right next to it, but like sort of around it, seems slightly disturbed. And at first you're like not quite sure what that means, and then you think about it, and then you see the shrew, and see it walk away into a little hole, and then you're like, this looks like the earth has been disturbed, not because someone like dug a hole and then put it back, because there's like grass and stuff, right? Like on top. It's that there's probably some sort of burrow that was burrowed underneath the earth and disturbed the ground here. And then you look at the tree and you're like, maybe something happened to the roots like underneath the ground. And so it's not immediately obvious what happened to the tree because people haven't looked below the ground yet.
See, I thought the ground was just disturbed because it heard Marvin's conversation.
Yes. The earth shudders.
Like, what's go-go juice? Ugh.
I haven't. I have not cast Earth Tremor yet.
Basically, I just say to the party, I'm like, something below must be happening to this tree. Okay, it's got to be something. Maybe something magical is going on with the roots or something. But somebody has like burrowed like below the tree, not like naturally. Like it must have. I don't know if they burrowed far away and came in, but something underneath. It's something happening underneath the tree. Basically what I say.
Yeah, so nothing immediately obvious jumps out to you like burrow wise, but you could like kind of try to case the park and see if you can find some bigger tunnel entrance somewhere.
Do you think,
who has like the best investigation?
My investigation is 1.
I have a -1.
What skills are you guys good at?
I have a +6 in acrobatics, okay?
I have a 3 to investigation.
Stealth, insight, perception, and survival.
Nice.
I have a 3 for investigation. Also, my like best 2 skills are Arcana and, oddly enough, History.
Very nice. Very nice. Right.
I have the gladiator background. I'm acrobatics and athletics. I'm literally just the muscle. I'm not actually that smart.
Yeah.
Cool. I was also gonna say I was gonna see if it was worth it to try to do an Arcana check on the tree, but
I don't think quite yet. Like you don't know enough to like try to get a guess at something and look at your arcane knowledge. But yeah, if you want to make an investigation check, Marvin. And I think even though the other 2 aren't trained in it, I'll give you advantage. I'll give you advantage because there are all 3 of you are casing the whole place and you're taking your time. So you can just kind of get advantage naturally, like for the situation rather.
Good, because that 5 was nasty.
Yeah. So 16. So I think what you find is
Marvin's having one of his trips again.
You definitely find a tunnel, and it's like obviously bigger than like a normal, shrew.
They probably just follow it. Follow
No,
the
yeah. So
shrew.
the shrew tunnel is too small, right? Like even for Poppy, it's just too small. The shrew is pretty
Wait,
tiny.
Say even from me?
Yeah, I mean, okay. So how big are you across?
You know what? That's
Caleb, that is not something you should ask a woman.
That's fair.
That's a
Hold on,
good one,
Pixie.
Jordan. That was a good one.
Size. Okay. Pixie sizes are on average height. Okay, 1 to 2.5 feet.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
bigger than I expected.
yeah.
I'd probably be on the smaller end though. Like I want to be tiny. Like
So you're like that big. I was
Yeah, so,
thinking
so
like,
the shrew hole isn't quite big enough, right? But I think you find another hole, and it ends up being, it's not like a tunnel that all you can go in. It's literally like a small burrow that only Poppy could go in. But you do find that. So, it's not, you can't think of an animal off the top of your head. Well, I guess maybe, okay. One of you make a nature check to like
I
think
have a-
about what animals might actually make a tunnel this big.
I have a
M plus
1.
1.
Jordan,
Marvin, do
Make
you have a good
what
nature?
check?
are you good at nature?
Oh,
You have a 3.
I've
yeah.
got a 3.
Yeah, go make a
I'm
nature check.
trained in I'm trained in nature,
You
so
train
can
in
I
nature?
help him?
Yes, you can give advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not good at it because I have a -1 intelligence, but
Didn't need it.
oh, you didn't need it.
22.
I
Yeah.
like my squirrels.
So Marvin, you go through several options, right? You're like, okay, this is obviously too big to be like a shrew or something like that. You're like, at first you're like, okay, it could be a pangolin or an aardvark, something like that, right? But you look at the sides of the tunnel and the way that it's dug, and you're like, no, that's not right. Like I'm a gnome. I know burrowing animals. Like this is a thing I'm familiar with. This is not, and it's not that you know what it is. It's like, but you just know what it isn't. It's not something you're familiar with, but you know it's not an aardvark or a pandal or a pandolin or whatever. Pangolin,
Obviously, you said it's Doug.
any of those.
It's a guy named Doug.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's you
So
know it's a
yeah.
burrowing animal of some sort. It's around this size, but nothing immediately comes to mind, and you're relatively familiar with the fauna of this area, so that seems a little strange
Yeah.
to you. So
So I think I think Marvin goes, aha! I have no idea what kind of creature did this.
You're so very, very helpful.
And then
Oh,
he
that's
starts
And then she's just like, no, that's the point. Like we literally, like out of all the animals it could be, it's not.
yeah, I think Marvin like starts naming and like listing all of the animals that it's not. So it's not this, it's not this, it's definitely not an aardvark. You know, I used to like aardvarks a little more than I currently do, but you know, sometimes they just stare.
interesting.
So Gethers pops up and he's like, so if it's not an animal, like, did you know what is it?
And I think Poppy just kind of like rubs her hand together and she goes, we're about to find out. And then she like jumps off like whoever, because she definitely doesn't fly a lot. She definitely goes on people's shoulders because she's a little lazy. And and so she like flies off and then she like goes straight down into the tunnel.
Sounds good. We get Tinkerbell like kind of scene of you going into this tunnel.
That won't end poorly.
Yeah, and so I think
not.
suddenly the way that this is framed, it's now not immediately obvious to us that Poppy is small, because the way that the shot is framed, it just looks like it's a normal human-sized person in a big tunnel, right? So you're like, spelunking into this burrow, but because we've lost our perspective, we just see a woman kind of going into this tunnel.
I hate it when I lose my perspective.
And so do you have a weapon out, Poppy? What's the situation like for your adventuring here?
I'd probably have like a short sword ready.
Yeah, what do your weapons look like? Stylistically.
I mean, they're very tiny, obviously. It's probably more like, my short sword is probably more like the equivalent of like like a small dagger, really.
Yeah.
But
Parry knife.
something like that. And then my longbow is it's also just very tiny. And the arrows are like, I mean, they're probably made out of actual, like, just very small wood, like sticks, probably. But, they are still very, very deadly.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I probably have a short sword like out and ready to go. Like she probably at like some point, she like dives in, and then once it gets to like, like ground where she's like able just to stand, she probably starts walking down instead of flying.
Yeah. Do you have dark vision?
That's a great question.
That's what I was wondering.
I hope I do. If not, I'm sure. Do you have light, Jordan?
Not exactly.
What do you have?
So it might be the situation where you fly in and immediately fly back out. Go, it's dark in there.
Here, let me. Sorry, I took fairy folk. Let's see here.
It's kind of nice to not have spells to worry about.
You know what? I don't think I do have dark vision, actually.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Mm-mm.
So Marvin, do you have the light spell or not?
No, you want to take a look at my spells right quick? See what I
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
see what's going on here.
Fun stuff. Yeah. Yep. Nothing. Control flames, but that's
If there were already flames.
yeah. Does anyone have torches?
I do, but they're me-sized torches.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? I could like just get like a little twig.
Yeah, but it's not gonna last long. Like that's the great thing with the torch is it's like oil-soaked rags on the end of it.
Wait, I don't have a torch. I thought I had a torch.
And even if you were to find like a torch size, like a poppy-sized torch, it would not last very long because it would be very small.
You double or halve the area of bright light and dim light cast by the flame, change its color, or both. The change lasts for 1 hour.
But that doesn't do much.
Does anyone have a torch? That's the question.
I'm trying to find.
I mean, technically, I have an explorer's pack, which would have a torch in it, but I don't know if mine.
Don't even worry about it then. Poppy has
would it count?
Her size torch. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, little torch.
Yeah, you bought it for yourself. Yeah.
I just imagine she has like a miniature grappling hook as well.
Yeah, she got mini versions of all the stuff.
All the things.
Cool. Yeah, so we see Poppy take out a small little torch and start investigating.
Could you imagine if this was in the future and there's like, electronics, but nobody ever really thinks about the small creatures. So it's like the market for even
tinier iPhones.
For like even tinier iPhones. Like that's got to be a pretty small market.
Right. I probably have like a guy in Calabar that I like have to go to him kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, what's up, Poppy? All right.
He's like a really small halfling. And so he already makes stuff. He already has stuff that's small enough for him. And then he just makes it even smaller for you.
Okay. So what do I see as I'm going down?
Do you want to make a survival check for me, Poppy?
Yeah.
To navigate the tunnels. See what you find.
Yeah, baby.
Cool stuff. Make a stealth check for me too, Poppy.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool. 18. Let me double check something. Good stuff. Okay. So what you find, Poppy, is there's a series of crisscross tunnels that are smaller like this. And then one large main tunnel that kind of X's through, like crosses like an X through the whole park. And at the center, you find a large cave burrowed out, which is directly underneath, you're guessing with your survival check, the big tree. A big old giant bug thing Let me see if I can grab this picture for you.
Gross.
So it looks kind of like that. It's a giant, like, beetle, orangish, brownish kind of beetle looking thing.
Is it like actually big? Like so basically
Yes,
it's like
it
these
is.
small tunnels and then like so if it's like an X, right? Like in the middle is like a big like
So yeah, what it is
It's
there's a bunch of smaller tunnels this size, right, that are crossing through the whole park. And then there's a big X, which is large sized, that X is the park. And then there's an even bigger cavern in the center of the X. As you're kind of exploring around. But yeah, there is a giant beetle monstrosity sort of thing in this big cavern, and it is sitting what is very obviously sitting on top of it is very obviously a clutch of eggs. Would you like to make a nature check to see if you know what this is?
Sure.
Said in the thing what it was.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, 16 I think is good enough to know
Is it
some
a-
things.
Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter because I rolled a 16 no matter what. Is it a beast, technically?
Yeah, it is a beast, yeah.
Okay,
no,
that's
it's
my
not.
favorite.
It's not actually. It's a monstrosity.
Okay, never mind.
I thought it was, but yeah, I just looked. So yeah, it's an ink hag is what it's called.
An ink hag.
An ink hag.
I thought it was
Ankeg.
Ankeg.
It's probably onkeg actually. Now that as soon as you started to talk, I looked at the word and I was like, wait a second, I've been saying this wrong the whole time. Yeah, onk, because like it's probably based on the Egyptian onk word. Yeah, onkeg.
Onkeg.
An onkeg resembles an enormous many-legged insect. Its long antenna twitching in response to any movement around it. Its legs end in sharp hooks adapted for burrowing and grasping its prey, and its powerful mandibles can snap a small tree in half. So yeah, it obviously burrows. Let's see. Anything else you know about it? Obviously, you know it burrows and it lays eggs.
Well,
and
I think
stuff.
I found our problem.
Yeah. The only other thing I think you know, besides the obvious things, is obviously it has some sort of dark vision or maybe tremor sense, possibly, because it's completely dark down here. And it also shoots acid out of its spittle.
Lovely.
So,
Awesome.
yep. So you know that. And Poppy, honestly, I think when you show up, the eggs are kind of honestly in the middle of hatching. I think. So these baby eggs are like starting to come out, and the mother is like watching. So that's the scene that you see, and it looks like there's maybe a clutch that already hatched. There's like maybe 2 clutches of eggs here.
Oh, they're the tiny ones, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They're the tiny ones. Okay. And they're just gonna invest this whole forest. Awesome. How far down and like can I tell like how far down I am? Like how much would it take to like have to like dig to like get this thing like
What do you mean?
Like how far, like how deep down are we in the tunnels?
Yeah, I would say a good maybe 15 feet.
Dang.
Okay.
So yeah,
15 feet by our standards or her standards?
by normal human standards, yeah.
Okay.
They're 15.
None of us
Okay.
none of us are human though, Caleb. So
By normal person standards.
I mean, 15 feet is 15 feet,
Yeah,
regardless
exactly.
of
I'm
who you
just
are.
being a butthead. I know.
But yeah, you can see some of the roots poking down
Are we
from the top
talking
of this cavern.
elephant feet or are we
Okay.
talking?
And I'm taking it by the nature check. I'm also able to determine, like, yes, this is the thing that's killing.
Slightly
trees and
unclear. You
stuff,
know,
or-
it could be. It probably is. You don't have enough nature knowledge to like know 100%.
But
It
clearly,
seems-
it's a problem.
Yeah, it is definitely a problem. I think the one last thing you probably know about onkegs is that they get some, like, they're obviously they eat meat, but they also get nutrients from the earth. just like almost osmosis it as they like dig around. So that might be causing part of the problem.
Okay. Well, obviously, I'm not going to take this thing on by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go right back out and tell him what I found.
Yeah, so probably what ends up happening is you succeed on the stealth check, so you don't get caught unaware by these. Actually, make a perception check. That's probably the important thing. They don't notice you coming, but you might might not notice them coming.
Oh no!
Oh no! Critical failure.
Wow.
Oh no!
So I think what happens is
no!
you run smack dab into two of these little Unconquered babies. In a tunnel.
So like on my way out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and you're in an enclosed space. There's no real way you could have avoided them anyway, but you accidentally like turn like the curve here, and there's two of them headed right towards you. You don't have time to do much else but like ready weapon. So
roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a quick map we can use for this.
I mean, they're babies. I can't imagine that they'd be too deadly, but
Yeah.
you know.
I'm just gonna.
Still, it might alert the mother.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's one way to draw the mother out, right? Get in a fight with the babies and then go right out, and then we'll just be above ground.
Exactly. It'll be great. It'll be great.
It'll be great. I just gotta manage to kill these things first.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use rat statistics for this.
Okay.
I think there's 3 of them. No, I think there's 4. Grab your token. All right, there you go. Let's say that the tunnel has widened a little bit to be, for your size, these 2 squares across.
Okay.
And which honestly makes sense because that's about 5 feet, I think, if we divided this up. Cool. Yep. So we'll go ahead and wait. I'm gonna clear the track first. Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative.
All righty. Oh no!
Gosh.
Oh my gosh! What the heck?
This is gonna be fun.
Welcome to my world, Alyssa.
All right. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So 3 of them are gonna get bites on you.
Okay.
Oh gosh, seriously, only one of them?
1 hits.
Yeah, because none of them have advantage. So 1 damage.
Wow!
You're getting off so lucky.
I'm just like, ow, that hurt. Okay.
Yeah, so they start cheering and biting at you.
I think I'm going to end this real quick here, unless for some reason they're immune to this. I'm going to cast sleep.
Okay, perfect. How does that work again? Oh,
so
yeah.
Basically, it goes from highest to lowest, and like
all of them
however
have
many hit
1
points.
hit point, so they all instantly.
Perfect. They all fall asleep.
Good job. Good job.
Just like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. What is the sleep spell?
Oh,
like,
that's
like
within
for you?
90 feet. Are there any others that are affected?
Sure. Yeah.
within 90 feet?
We see a couple of other small woodland animals and bugs fall asleep.
Maybe like I see like a few more like ahead, and I'm just like, oh crap.
Yeah. Yeah, but Poppy, what does your spell look like?
I think I have like either like some dust, or maybe I just like have some like dirt, like in my hand. Like maybe what I do is like I just like grab some dirt from like the walls and then just like like throw it all around, and it like goes into their eyes and makes them very sleepy. And then
their little claws that just like press against their face, and then just.
I imagine all of a sudden, like we're standing out there by the tunnel, and a bird's flying by that just goes.
Yeah,
like that's not normal.
I mean, like, here's the thing, right? I know I could have taken them out easily, but it would have taken still 4 rounds to kill
Yeah.
each one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's more of a matter of like, okay,
Expediency.
which one is just going to be better? Just to like make sure I have as much hit points as possible for this thing. But I'm assuming I still have awakened the mother to.
So honestly,
Maybe not.
I don't even know. I don't think so. Like that wasn't a lot. That was like 6 seconds of slight chittering and then sleep. So I don't think so. I think at least it seems like to you, like that wouldn't have woken her up. So
okay. All right.
Especially since the mother might think it was anything from like another rat or something like that.
Exactly.
That's fair. Okay. So I fly out of the tunnel.
Sounds good. Marvin and Gethris, what are you doing when Poppy pops back out? Just sitting around waiting?
Just waiting for her to get back so we can get this over with.
Would Marvin be doing anything else?
I just realized Gethris probably looks down on Marvin as much dumber than him, but when the exact opposite is the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there water nearby?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like a little river that runs through this.
I'm probably just like standing beside it and like randomly pointing to it. And every time I point to it, it changes the shape of the water around it.
Nice.
Just making random shapes in the water.
Cool. Yeah, so Poppy pops back out.
Well,
I'm like, guys, I know what's down there. I know what's happening.
Is it dirt? Is there dirt down there?
It's an Ankh.
History check for me?
Sure. Yeah, you can make a history check to know stuff about Ankh. It wouldn't be exactly the same, but yeah.
Would Gethris know what it is potentially? Because he's a gladiator. He's probably from the Champions District.
Nature or Arcana will let you know anything.
Oh, nature or Arcana, not history?
Or history, sorry. Any of those. It would just tell you different information.
They're all one.
Yeah, 13 I don't think is good enough. They're not necessarily like super spread around.
So they're nothing he would have fought in the Champions District.
I mean, maybe, but like Gethris, you probably like recognize the name. You're just like, I don't remember what that is. So
yes, I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't.
So I just say it's an Ankh with lots of babies.
Are they cute babies?
No,
Then
they're like little rats.
How far down are they?
No, really, their token looked like a rat.
They're about 15 feet down from the tree. That's what's causing it, I think.
Okay, so hear me out. Caleb,
You have earth tremors, don't you?
I have earth tremor.
Yeah, what does that do?
Range is 10 feet, so we'd have to dig down a little bit, but you cause a tremor in the ground within range. Each creature other than you in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. If the ground in that area is loose earth or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared, with each 5-foot diameter portion requiring at least 1 minute to clear by hand.
So, Marvin, you think that if you guys were to dig around the tree, maybe about 5 feet down in a maybe 25 foot radius around the tree, and just like pare out the earth, and then you cast a spell, you could probably collapse the whole tree right on top of the Ankh. It would take some work, but you could probably.
You happen to have move earth. Also,
yeah, move earth would be. Oh, he does, is what you're saying?
No, I'm asking if he does.
Oh.
Like move earth or remove earth or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
I mean, because shape earth or whatever that is would like be able to do it much easier. But yeah, I could see earth tremor working if you did put the work in.
Wait, what level is move earth?
I think it's like shape earth.
I think it's like
Move
level
Earth
1 or
is
2.
Oh yeah, move earth is a spell. Yeah. It's a 6th level spell.
Oh,
Okay,
is
that's
it?
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does
Seriously,
a lot of stuff. It's really powerful. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that there was another simpler spell though that like just
Shape
allowed you to like
water.
literally just like move.
Yeah,
dirt.
I'm looking around. Oh yeah, obviously you have earth tremor. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, you have stone shape, which, well, that's still only fourth. That's 4th level. Yeah, none of these jump out as easy earth movers. So, oh, what's mold earth? Oh, mold earth is a cantrip. It's from Xanathars.
What's it do? Does it make the earth moldy?
You choose a proportion of dirt or stone that you can see within range, and that fits within a 5-foot cube. You can manipulate in one of the following ways. If you target an area of loose earth, you can instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, or deposit it up to 5 feet away. Alternatively, you can cause the ground to become normal terrain if it is already difficult terrain. This change lasts 1 hour. If you cast a spell multiple times, you can have no more than 2 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time, and you can dismiss such an effect as an action. So yeah, if you had that cantrip, you could do this digging much faster.
Oh gosh, I wish that I had that cantrip.
Yeah.
Is it a wizard cantrip?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
No, wait a second. How is it that I get more cantrips? Because I know at some point.
Level up.
But yeah, I mean, Marvin, you know that if you put your back into it and actually dug around, you could still make this work with Earth Tremor.
Yeah, there's 3 of us. Well,
I don't think Poppy's going to be much help in this situation.
There's 2 of us, and then there's Poppy.
I'm gonna be on your shoulder, like, you got this.
I've got 2 hand axes.
And Marvin's and Marvin's small too. This is really going to be up to you, Gathris.
Of course it is.
Alternatively, if any of you have some spare gold, you could hire some laborers.
No, that is not happening when we can do it ourselves.
I'm gonna just start digging.
Okay, what do we do to start digging?
Yeah, make a.
I've got athletics. I've got sleight of hand.
It's not a matter of whether or not you can do it. It's just how exhausted you are at the end of it.
Yeah,
make a Constitution saving throw.
At least I'm good at those. Not
Nice.
20.
Yeah, I think you're both fine. You could have gotten a level of exhaustion from this, but I think you're fine.
I get anything from the net?
No.
That'd be
You
fun.
feel invigorated, but nothing happens.
Darn.
So yeah, I mean, it takes like the whole day. The Earth is not. It's very difficult. It's literally mainly Gethris doing this. The actual amount of Earth you have to move is pretty significant. Do you tell anyone that you're doing this?
The groundskeeper, maybe that's what I go off and do. I'm like, all right, listen, we've been hired by to figure it out. There's a monster down there. We're gonna take care of it. You need to clear the area.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
Only 15 feet.
A persuasion check.
Just see how well you're convincing him. He might cause some trouble. Yeah,
17.
17's fine.
Sweet. Wow, I did good on a persuasion check, guys.
Congrats.
It's a first.
Yeah,
Hey.
August 12th, 2021. Mark it.
Mark this day.
Mark this day. Hey, it will still never be the time Ari once got a natural 20 on a persuasion check.
Mhm.
That was a good day.
That was a good
That was
day.
a good day.
We
What
will
did you-
need to
what was it
break
again?
soon.
Yes,
It was for Mickey to be like, it was like some like,
I think it was pretty insignificant, all things.
it was
considered.
pretty insignificant, but you know what? I was like, cool, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Because
so
we had just gotten done with having a fight. So I was like, all right, cool. No more fights for us, please.
So I think what happens is we see the montage of mainly Gethris putting his back into it and shoveling a whole bunch. I think for fan service reasons, we obviously get Gethris taking his shirt off and his muscles and all that stuff, right?
He doesn't have a high strength score. He's Dex.
Yes, but I mean,
I guess toned as
yeah,
opposed
he's toned.
to
Exactly. Yeah.
Look,
He has an acrobat's body.
look, you gotta flex that dex. It is flexterity.
I have this image in my head of Marvin scoops up some dirt, puts it behind him, looks behind him, scoops up the same piece of dirt, puts it behind him, and just doing that over and over again.
Because he keeps forgetting what he's moved. Yeah. Mhm. yeah, so we see that, and we see like the area around the tree more or less like taken care of. I think at one point, like we get the whole montage, and at one point, like obviously Poppy went to talk to the groundskeeper, but the groundskeeper like comes around at one point and then like almost has a heart attack because he sees all the digging and it looks so horrendous, and he's just like starts yelling at you, Poppy, and then we just see you trying to like convince him, no, it's fine. Yeah, and we get to the end of that. It's almost light lasts pretty long in the tropics, but it's getting towards dusk here. And we basically get to the moment where like Marvin's can cast the spell and do the thing. Marvin, what do you say right before you do so? Or do, what do we see from you?
Boogity pop, tree go drop.
Yeah, and we hear you cast the spell and we cut on that right before we find out what happens. We'll take our break. Jordan has a meeting to attend, and we'll take a little bit of a longer break here and be back soon with the conclusion of tonight's episode of Terra Invicta Side Stories. Probably going to fight an Onkeg and find out what's going on in this park when we return. Stick around.
Jurassic Park.